The robber came to the bank entrance and unexpectedly collided with the police head-on. Both sides were stunned on the spot. No one dared to make a move, but the next second, the robber realized that the police were scared, so he rushed into the bank according to the original plan. They quickly took control of the scene, locked the main door, collected all the cell phones, put them in a fish tank, then called a female employee to open the safe.
It's not your money, you understand? Don't lie to us again.
The female employee thought for a moment. What the robber said made some sense, so she dialed the password lock and quickly opened the back door. The robber rushed in. One person took out the surveillance hard drive and put it in the microwave to destroy it. One person opened the vault and started loading money. But at that moment, someone suddenly knocked on the door outside.
The door. Hey, you guys open?
It turned out to be a bank customer, and during this time, the female teller secretly disabled. The prison guard quietly activated the silent alarm. Although the robber witnessed everything, he didn't stop it, because he was afraid his accomplices would beat him to death. But soon the accomplices realized that someone had called the police. He suspected it was the manager.
You pulled the alarm? No, no. Who's in you, motherfucker? That's enough. Let's go.
The robber had no choice but to retreat, removing all the traces with bleach, just in case. They also took a female employee as a hostage. The police did not arrive in time. They blindfolded the female employee and took her to the beach. They asked her to keep walking forward until the prison guard bumped into the water. Afterwards, several robbers gathered together. Hawkeye discovered that the woman they had kidnapped actually lived nearby.
Fuck! We gonna see this bitch on the street every day?
She didn't see anything.
Jesus, you sure?
Taking her for a ride didn't help.
Yeah. Fuck. Alright. Oh, man.
Hawkeye suggested killing the woman to eliminate future trouble. But Boyka disagreed with this approach and said he would deal with the woman in his own way in a few days. Later, Boyka disguised himself as a passerby and had a perfect encounter with the hostage woman.
Why don't you let me buy you a drink? Make up for letting you down with the quarters. I'll, see if we can turn your week around.
The two went to the woman's house. Boyka went straight to the point.
Hey, I don't want to rush anything, but can we go into your room? It's my uncle, the bus driver, lives right across the way, and you can see right into this apartment.
Yes.
The two got to know each other better, and Boyka completely fell in love with the woman. But the woman never knew Boyka's true identity. One day, while they were chatting casually, the woman inadvertently mentioned her experience of being bullied by thugs before. She thought Boyka was a gentleman who wouldn't do anything out of line, but the situation changed. Boyka found his dark side.
I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're gonna hurt some people.
Whose car are we gonna take?
As brothers, Hawkeye couldn't refuse. They first went to the drug dealer and bought some white flour. Then they inquired about the thug's whereabouts from the drug dealer. Afterwards, they parked the car in front of the thug's house and took out weapons from the trunk.
Who is it?
What up?
They started beating them up. Boyka took out a hammer and disabled the thug's hands directly. Then, Boyka took out a white mask and threw it on the thugs.
Listen to me. We're coming back in a week. If you're fucking here, then this is happening again.
Boyka planned to stop here, but Hawkeye, who was unaware of the situation, thought the thugs had done something. That made his brother so angry, he directly took out a cursed charm and aimed at the thug's legs. Bang, bang, 2 shots.